Have you always wanted to visit India, but the hassle of planning and the intensity of group schedules is putting you off? Hi, I'm Craig, owner and tour leader of Maharaja Tours. With 40 years experience traveling India, I curate stress-free luxury tours where you can expect top hotels, easy travel, excellent guides, and delicious food. Visit my website, www.maharajatours.co.nz, and explore your options for touring incredible India.
Time tomorrow, I think, my wife gets sworn in again as a district councillor for the Central Otago District Council, and that is happening all over New Zealand at the moment. New mayors, new councils, new chairs of regional councils and elected councillors, new re-elected, will be swearing an oath to the Crown, not the Treaty of Waitangi included, interestingly, and they'll be starting their new term, and they will be confronting crap all over the country. I'd hate to be a councillor in a territorial authority in this country. It's actually really quite nice being in a regional council because you really don't get to do anything, and the government haven't actually come up with the Resource Management Act reforms yet, so you're just sort of sitting back twiddling your thumbs and going, I'll just put my feet up. Not so territorial authorities. New mayors, new councillors. Yeah, good luck, guys. And one of those, though, who is exiting that scene is the Mayor of Waitaki, the Waitaki District Council, based primarily in Oamaru, obviously, and that is Mayor Gary Kircher. Now, the interesting thing about this, and the reason we've got Gary on the show today, is because in between the election that was, well, the first results that came out and the swearing in of the new council, the government have decided that they are not going to let the Waitaki District Council have their own water scheme, as they had intended to do. And the outgoing Mayor, Gary Kircher, I think will probably be saying, just quietly, I told you so, because he was in a minority, I think, of 1 or 2 when his council revolted against him on this particular issue prior to the election and decided not to join other councils and go it alone. In many ways, Waitaki is going to be the poster child for the government's intervention in local government around something called water done well, or local water done well. And Gary joins us now. Gary, thank you very much for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Good morning, Michael. Pleasure to be joining.
Well, you've heard my introduction. I have to say, would you agree that this is going to be a very trying time for a lot of councillors and mayors around the country?
Yeah, absolutely. Particularly those ones who chose to go alone and who are in the sights of DIA, I expect. So certainly as Waitaki is, and as the new council is finding out at the moment.
Can you tell us a little bit, please, about, Gary, the reason or the background to the decision that Waitaki made to go it alone and hold on to their water assets?
Yeah, essentially, well, it did come down to a 9-2 vote to keep water in-house. A lot of I have no doubt that everyone around the table made the decisions with the best interests of the community in mind, but with perhaps different beliefs and different perspectives on that. So for us, keeping water in the house is a major challenge. We're looking at investing another $260 million over the next 9 years, and that's just a very large number for a council our size. We had been working with the Southern Group, which was Central Otago, Clutha and Gore, but also been working with the South Canterbury Group of Timaru, Mackenzie and Waimate, looking at different options for a joint CCO. Reality was either one would have brought efficiencies, but neither actually met the sweet spot for the size, the capacity that was really needed to get the best efficiencies. So going alone, we do seem to be front and centre for the Minister and DIA, and they sent the letter saying we're going to be appointing a facilitator, not a water commissioner, which is the next step, but a facilitator to help the council get on the right course.
Well, and that's the issue. The government got elected in 2023, as you know, promising that locals could hold on to their own water supply and, make decisions themselves. Is there an element of coercion involved here when the Department of Internal Affairs say, you can't do that, we're not going to let you?
Basically, they've left it to councils to show that they've got sustainability, affordability, those matters under control. And a bit that wasn't really publicised, and I think they should have publicised, is with the last government, we ended up with a group of 20-something councils who formed Communities for Local Democracy, and they said, we want to make our own decisions, we want to do this. And the new government came in largely on the back of the water reforms and saying we're going to let local communities decide. But they also had the assurance of those councils who said, let us sort it ourselves and we will make sure that we do it right. And I think what the government is seeing is that not every council is doing it to the best, in the best interests of the ratepayers. So, it's a challenging one, but one where I think we could have foreseen that, particularly with a bit more information, that we might have gone down this particular route.
Just explain, please, to people, because it is, the water and its delivery and its cost is going to impact like a rocket ship into the pockets of and rates of people throughout the country over the next wee while. Can you explain what the advantages of collaboration are? Because I have this discussion with my wife, and she takes the view that you've taken as well. And in the end of this discussion, I still don't understand why for example, people in Waitaki would have a better water service by amalgamating with people in Balclutha and Alexandra and Gore. I don't get that. Can you? Because the pipe's still got to go into Oamaru or into Kurau or Pakuri or somewhere like that. You still got to put the water in there and take it away. What are the efficiencies of scale, please? Because I just don't get it.
Okay, so I guess it comes in a number of areas. Procurement's one of them, and to be very honest, councils' procurement policies are not overly beneficial as far as getting good pricing. The number of times we've accepted a tender because it met the procurement requirements, but actually wasn't the best deal for ratepayers.
So you're saying they're not very clever at trying to work out who they should be buying stuff from?
That's part of it. There's too much put onto various aspects such as experience and things like that versus actual price and the ability to just get on and do the job. So there's that. There's also the organisation itself. There's an overhead of, if you set up a CCO, there's going to be a CEO and a board, but spread across a number of councils. That's still less than the overhead that a council brings because of its overhead structure. So there's an efficiency there. There's the recruitment of specialist staff in particular. We spent, I think it was around about $1 million on consultants for water last year because we don't have those skills in-house. You bring 3, 4, 5, 6 councils together, they can then employ those specialist skills because there's enough work for them, and it saves quite a bit of money through that. Things around procurement of actual services, the contractors and so on, as well as the materials themselves. There's benefits there. Where you do have boundaries next to each other, there can be some efficiencies of working across those boundaries rather than having two.
Well, that won't be relevant to you, though, will it? Because you're not really close to any of those places. No.
Not so much, but it remains to be seen what happens with Waimate and Mackenzie because they still haven't had a decision on their water plans yet. So there can be some benefits like that, and I think fundamentally, you'd be the first to agree that the processes of council are not efficient. They're not fast. They're bureaucratic. They cost a lot of money, and that cost gets added onto to water. And
So you're
you know,
saying
having
that
a
if you let the private, because I'm assuming you'll then get people who have got good private sector governance experience, they'll be the directors of this new council controlled or CCO, that they will make better decisions and quicker and cheaper than you could or would.
Have you always wanted to visit India, but the hassle of planning and the intensity of group schedules is putting you off? Hi, I'm Craig, owner and tour leader of Maharaja Tours. With 40 years experience travelling India, I curate stress-free luxury tours where you can expect top hotels, easy travel, excellent guides and delicious food. Visit my website www.maharajatours.co.nz and explore your options for touring incredible India.